Brooke here from Clear Creek Farm. I was asked to do a little garden tour, so I'm going to go ahead and do that today. So the garden was put in around mid to late May. We had an extremely cold start to our May. The growing season really didn't start until the end of May, beginning of June when it got hot. But I'll go ahead and show you all the different things we have growing. And so it's true, I like flowers a lot. I like flowers way more than veggies. So you're gonna see a lot more flowers growing than vegetables. I mean, we do plant some, but for the most part it's mostly flowers. I would love to start a cut flower business. I'm just not sure how to go about doing that, or a photo session business where people could come in and take pictures around different things in the yard. So if you have any suggestions on how I could go about doing that, I would welcome them. So let's start at the beginning, a tour at the beginning. The arbor that was made out of old lilac wood. There used to be a bunch of lilacs over here that we tore out. They were all dead. So we made the arbor out of that. It's really cool wood. It's twists around each other. But anyway, we'll start here. Obviously having patience on the entryway to that, just to give it a little bit of a color pizzazz. So then here we have some chives, some hyssop, a little bit of mint, and some dill, oregano. This here is horseradish. Got a couple beds of that. The horseradish we'll dig in the fall, make some, process it, and then we'll save some back and replant, so that way it comes back up in the spring. Horseradish is a perennial, and if you don't dig it up every fall, it will spread everywhere. So digging it up is kind of a safe way of keeping it from going where you don't want it to go. So here we'll go down this aisle. There's sunflowers on either side of this. This side is all squashes, acorn squash, and I think some butternut squash. And this side is all melons, like cantaloupe. So walk with me down here. Here you see we'll have more sunflowers. The sunflowers on this side are huge. So over here we have some snapdragons, some aromanas, and some zinnias. A little bit of salvia, but that's not doing quite as well as everything else. The amaranth is coming up. It's really tall. Amaranth actually isn't technically a flower. It's more of a grain plant. In the fall, they will come out with little seeds or grain seeds that you can grind up into flour, and it has a really nutty flavor. I like it just for the floral appeal. I mean, it's really unique with spider-like flowers on it, but it is actually technically a grain plant. Look at these sunflower leaves. They're bigger than my hand. Pretty crazy. Well, here we have strawberries. They're obviously done and over with for the year. But this is the strawberry bed. I want to put in a second bed, maybe right next to this one. I'm not sure exactly where we're going to do that yet, but I would like to. That over there is the raspberries. They're on right now. I just picked them Tuesday night, and I'll go ahead and pick more today. But that's the raspberries. Here we have the rhubarb, and you can see I still have a ton of rhubarb. My rhubarb typically doesn't die as long as I keep it good and watered. I think there's like 4 plants here, but look how it's huge. Look how big it is. And then there's some more mint here because I was dumb and planted it here, and now I can't get rid of it. Here's a fall sunflower. I'm not really sure how that got here. I didn't plant it there, but I left it. Here we have some fennel. Just some herbs here, some basil, some sage, cilantro. There's some rosemary down there, a little bit of lavender, some more hyssop that's fallen over, and some oregano. Thyme is over here. And then we have a bed of onions here that didn't do quite as well as I was hoping. We have some that did all right, but most of them kind of flopped. Here we have carrots. This bed we have carrots. Over here we have some kohlrabi, which I'm sure I need to pick some of this. And then we have some kale over there, along with some more horseradish. And this bed over here, we have bunching onions, which is basically green onions. So we got those. We got all cabbage, white cabbage, and a couple of heads of purple cabbage. And this is a celosia that I just had extra, and I didn't have anywhere to plant it, so I put it there. Then we have some zucchini. I got some, looks like I need to be picked. So we have some zucchini plants over here. We have some grapes and some peppers. I have a big pepper on this, couple big peppers on this plant that I really need to pick. This one down here is huge. Here we have some asparagus. Just put this in the spring, so it's not very big. Here we have blueberries, and they will be ready shortly. You can see them all on the bushes. I can't wait. And then over here we have blackberries, and there's a ton of red ones. Just waiting for them to ripen up. I'm hoping the birds aren't getting all the ripe ones. I've been coming out here trying to pick them as much. Over here we have tomatoes in the outside cages. Some of them are doing really well and some of them not so well. You can see we've got some fruit on there. Now we're just waiting for it to ripen up. I'm not sure if we're gonna do pots again or not. They're not super tall like they usually are. The ones in the greenhouse are actually doing much better. And over here we have some elderberry bushes. We just put these in this spring. That one's not doing so good. These two are doing really well. Over here we have some hardy kiwi. We'll see if we can get anything off of these this year. In the greenhouse we have more tomatoes. See, these ones in here are doing a little bit better than the ones outside. They're bigger. This one never got a cage, so it's kind of fallen everywhere. but they've all got little fruit on them. I got some stuff over here on the shelves. These I pulled out. These were little tiny seedlings I pulled out of the ground, so I'll put them in here for a little while and then I'll plant them somewhere else. And then Grace's fairy garden that she won't get to use this year because our fair was canceled. But her and I built that house by ourselves out of popsicle sticks. So now we'll go and we'll look at some of the other garden areas. Along this front row is all perennial flowers. Got some yarrow, some cone flowers. I got a butterfly bush over there. Butterfly weed. Some balloon flowers over there. Here we have garlic that needs to be dug. It's ready to go. We gotta get that dug. Here we have potatoes and Brussels sprouts. I love Brussels sprouts, so we eat a lot of those. Here are all my glads. I think there's like 200 of them planted in here. Might be more. I didn't get an exact count. But there's the glads over here. You can see them all. And then over here we have more sunflowers. I like sunflowers. And you can see all the sunflowers. We have a shorter variety over here on the right, and then a taller variety on the left. And these were planted mid-June, so they have a little bit to grow yet before they reach their full potential. And over here we have some cannas and some dahlias, some more glads. I really like this ground cover. It saves a lot of time and a lot of hassle on weeding. And some more sunflowers. So if you have a big garden, I highly recommend the ground cover. It is definitely worth the money all day long. And over here I have another zucchini plant because I didn't have anywhere else to put it. I actually do have one pumpkin plant. It's right here. So I did plant one pumpkin plant, and then I have some cucumbers along over here. And then obviously more sunflowers. These are sunflowers that I saved from last year's garden. And then over here we have a bunch of loofah plants. These are all loofahs. The loofahs are basically like a gourd squash, and then you peel it and dry it out and use it as a sponge. So loofahs are pretty cool little plants. So these are all sunflowers again. So we don't plant a lot of cuculids like squashes and pumpkins because we have those stupid squash bugs and they just decimate them. We're trying them along the trellises this year to see how bad the damage gets, but so far I haven't seen too many squash bugs. Keep my fingers crossed there. And then we have my love shack and the box with some flowers planted in it. Over here we have a perennial garden that starts, and all my zinnias are over here. So this is the biggest perennial bed that I have. I love perennials. They are definitely my favorites. You see I have some glads coming up in here. And I planted the glads that are in here last year, and they came up all by themselves this spring. So there must have been enough ground cover protection for them because, you know, they're not hardy in zone 5, which is what we are. Or either that or we had a really mild winter. So there, and my cut flowers are all over here. See them. Again, we got the ground cover, which just saved me so much time in weeding. So over here we have celosia. I really like celosia. And then these are also zinnias, just a different variety, or shorter variety. The taller ones are State Fair variety. Over here we have some salvia. Ooh, and I see a weed. Lamb's quarters, which I can't stand. Get rid of that thing. And then we have some more sunflowers over here. And then on that side we have a bunch of cosmos. And then these tall sunflowers, they came up by themselves. I did not plant those. I just thought they had to sprout on their own. And then this is a smaller bed. I've planted in here. This one, oh, it's a hummingbird moth or a bumblebee moth. Where'd she go? There she is. They're hard to keep track of. You see her? This is actually a moth. This is not a bee, you guys. This is a moth that disguises itself as a bee. That's how it protects itself from birds and predators. Isn't she cool? Now the hummingbird moths are actually bigger. You can see an actual bumblebee that's right next to her, and then you can see her. Or see, there's the bumblebee and there's the bumblebee moth. How cool you guys got to see that. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, she's so cute. So bee balm is a really, if you want butterflies and stuff like that in your garden, bee balm is one of the best things that you can plant because everybody loves bee balm. That's really pretty. I thank you guys for coming along today to watch my garden tour video. Just keep in mind that all the annuals that you see in here, like the zinnias and the celosia and all that stuff, I planted from seed, started down in the basement in February. So this is all me. If I could make a career out of this and actually earn money doing it, I absolutely would, 100%. This is my passion. But I just wanted to give you guys a little update, and hopefully you enjoyed watching and you got a little bit of serenity from it. But I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.